Breaking news for all immigrants in Los Angeles. Massive ICE raids are coming this September 2025, and new green card rules are about to change everything you thought you knew about your status. If you don't act now, you risk losing your green card, your job, or even facing detention. This isn't a drill. Your future and your family's safety depend on what you do in the next few weeks. Stay with me because I'm breaking down exactly what you need to know and do to protect yourself before it's too late. Let's start with the green card updates because that's where the big changes are coming. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services USCIS has announced new regulations that will significantly impact the way green cards are granted, renewed, and maintained starting September 2025. These changes come as part of the Biden administration's efforts to tighten immigration controls and increase scrutiny on applicants, while also addressing long-standing backlogs in processing. One of the most important changes involves the eligibility criteria for renewing green cards. Previously, green card holders who maintained continuous residence in the U.S. and met certain physical presence requirements could renew without additional interviews or burdensome documentation. Starting September 2025, however, USCIS will require all green card renewal applicants to attend in-person biometric appointments and, in many cases, interviews. This means you must physically show up at a USCIS office, provide fingerprints, photographs, and possibly answer questions about your residency and activities. Why is this a big deal? Because for many people, especially those who have faced barriers like transportation difficulties, language challenges, or health issues, this new requirement adds a layer of complexity and risk. Missing an appointment or failing to respond on time could lead to delays, denials, or even revocation of your green card. Additionally, USCIS is tightening the review of good moral character and other background checks. This means minor infractions or past mistakes might now lead to denials that previously would have been overlooked. It's critical to be aware of your legal standing and consult an immigration attorney if you have any concerns about your history. Next, let's talk about the rule changes for conditional green cards. If you received a conditional green card through marriage or investment, the process to remove conditions will now require more detailed proof and more stringent interviews. The agency is looking closely at potential fraud cases, which means you need to have all your documentation crystal clear and ready. For those applying for naturalization, the pathway to citizenship might also see new questions or requirements during the interview process. USCIS has hinted at increasing scrutiny on applicants' adherence to laws and their community involvement. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the looming ICE raids in Los Angeles. According to sources close to immigration enforcement agencies, large-scale operations targeting undocumented immigrants are planned for September 2025. These raids are expected to be some of the biggest in recent years, focusing on workplace enforcement and home visits in multiple neighborhoods. While official details remain under wraps, community leaders and advocacy groups have been warning residents to be prepared and to understand their rights. If you or someone you know is undocumented or has mixed immigration status, this is a critical time to get your affairs in order. Here's what you need to know about ICE raids and your rights. 1. Know your rights during an ICE encounter. ICE agents generally need a warrant signed by a judge to enter your home. If they don't have one, you have the right to refuse entry. You have the right to remain silent. Do not answer questions about your immigration status or country of origin. 2. Carry your identification documents safely, but don't carry false documents. Having your green card or other legal paperwork handy can be helpful, but carrying false documents can lead to criminal charges. 3. Have an emergency plan. Prepare a list of emergency contacts, including immigration attorneys and local organizations that can assist in case of detention or arrest. 4. Know how to access legal aid. Many nonprofits offer free or low-cost legal services, so make sure you know who to call in an emergency. 5. Keep children and vulnerable family members safe. If you have children, have a plan for their care if you're detained. This can include trusted family members or friends who can step in immediately. Community centers and immigrant advocacy groups in Los Angeles are stepping up to provide Know Your Rights workshops and support hotlines. It's strongly recommended to connect with these groups now, before raids begin. Back to the green card changes. There's an important deadline associated with these updates. Starting September 1, 2025, USCIS will implement new application forms and processes. If you have a green card renewal or adjustment application pending before this date, make sure to confirm your status with USCIS and complete any necessary steps before the new rules take effect. Waiting until after September 1 to file your renewal could mean facing additional hurdles, longer wait times, and extra fees. Let's also discuss the implications for green card holders who have spent time outside the US. If you've been traveling extensively or living abroad for periods, USCIS will now look more closely at whether you've maintained continuous residence. Extended absences could jeopardize your eligibility for renewal or naturalization. So if you plan to travel before September 2025, think carefully about timing and document your trips meticulously. Another important aspect is the impact on employment-based green cards. Many employers sponsor their employees, but the new USCIS policies require stricter verification of employment status and eligibility. Delays in processing could affect your job security, especially if your work authorization depends on your green card. If you're in this category, start talking to your employer's HR and legal teams to understand how to prepare. Now, I want to highlight something that's often overlooked: the psychological impact these enforcement actions and rule changes can have on individuals and families. Fear and uncertainty can lead to stress, anxiety, and isolation. It's essential to seek community support, mental health resources, and maintain open communication with your family and friends. If you're struggling, organizations like the National Immigration Law Center and local mental health services offer resources tailored to immigrant communities. To sum up, here's a checklist to keep you ready. Review your green card status and expiration date. If you need to renew or adjust your status, start the process early, ideally before September 1, 2025. Prepare for biometric appointments and possible interviews. Consult with an immigration lawyer if you have any concerns or past legal issues. Know your rights if approached by ICE agents, and have a plan in place. Connect with local immigrant support groups for assistance and know your rights workshops. Keep all your documentation organized and accessible. Plan for your family's safety in case of detention. Stay informed by following official USCIS updates and trusted news sources. Before I finish, a quick word on misinformation. There's a lot of false information circulating about immigration rules and enforcement. Don't trust social media rumors or unverified sources. Always confirm details through official government websites or reputable legal experts. This is a rapidly evolving situation, and staying calm, prepared, and informed is your best defense. If you found this video valuable, please hit that like button and share it widely, especially with anyone you know who might be impacted. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. I do my best to reply to every question and help out where I can. Remember, knowledge is power, and acting early could make all the difference in protecting your rights and your future.